Welcome back. You're still with us on Reporter's Diary. Now, Akshaya Patra is the world's largest not-for-profit midday meal program. It serves food to over 1.4 million children from 10,845 schools across 10 states in India. Today, as CNBC TV 18 celebrates Daan Utsav, we are joined by Chanchalapathi Dasa, Vice Chairman at Akshaya Patra, at the Akshaya Patra Foundation, and one of its keenest supporters, Mohandas Pai. I welcome both of you to this show. I'll start with you first, Mr. Pai, and I have two questions. First, what drew you to Akshaya Patra? Also, has your support been mostly in terms of money, or have you also been able to assist in terms of time as well as management at the institution?
Well, I met Swami Madhu Pandit in the ISKCON temple in 2000 and suggested to him that he start a program, and he said, what should you do? I told him that why don't you start a midday meal program, and told him the story of M.G. Ramachandran, who was the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and how, because of the program over a 25-year period, children are grown 2 inches taller, 10 pounds heavier, infant mortality has come down, maternal mortality has come down, educational accomplishments have gone up, and literacy rates have gone up. And he agreed to do it. So we started there. Then we formed a trust called the Akshaya Patra Foundation. I've been a trustee. We worked together to build up this organization with a long period of time, over the last 10, 12 years. I made a personal contribution every year, including the first contribution. And together we have made it the largest midday meal program in the world. Now it has a professional staff, it has a CEO, Sridhar Venkat, who's a wonderful person, the full-fledged team. And they run it much better than many corporate organizations, with operations all over the world with extremely high quality. I mean, it's a fantastic organization with a great supply chain management, using operational techniques and using food safety techniques to have the best standards. So I think it's been a long ride since 2000.
Right. I mean, I look at the numbers here and they are astounding, and it is a tremendous effort. I mean, we know we have ways to go, but yet I'll come to you now, Mr. Dasa. We know Akshaya Patra is among the few such efforts to have achieved such a large scale. Can you share with us how you were able to do that?
Yes, it's been a great story of Akshaya Patra. As just now Mohan mentioned, it started in a simple discussion in a temple, in ISKCON temple in Bangalore in the year 2000. And Mohan got us to, sensitized us and got us to think about all of these things. And then we also went back, our own founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada also had talked about feeding people and children especially from ISKCON temples. So we found there was a lot of resonance, and that's how we started in a small way, and then we were feeding 1,500 children initially in about 5 or 6 government schools in Bangalore city. And every once in 2 weeks or so, Mohan would come by and we would discuss many things. And then he kept urging us to do bigger, and because our country is big and we have to address things on a big scale and those kind of ideas. And so that's how our chairman Madhu Pandit Das, he's from IIT Bombay, and he was involved in building the temple personally. So he used some of the technology background that he has. And then we built the first centralized kitchen to feed about 30,000 children. In the year 2001, we started feeding about 30,000 children. And since then, we have been expanding and going to more and more locations. And so this has been a great story. We see that the number of children coming to the school has increased, enrollment has increased, attendance has improved, children's performance in the classroom has improved. Teachers are very enthusiastic, children are enthusiastic. Food is such a basic thing that you can't learn, you can't have a productive learning experience in a school if they are hungry. And so Mohan kept bringing all the wonderful ideas from the corporate world, and we brought the kind of a heart and dedication that we could bring. And so it has been a great marriage of dedicated efforts and good management principles and good governance that Mohan brought. and that's how we have been doing, and today we are feeding about 14 lakh children all over the country.
Absolutely, and like I said, it is a great effort. Also, these are times where there's a fast food frenzy of sorts, at least where we are placed as a country right now. I mean, we do see a lot of food being wasted, and it's actually a truly great effort. What do you believe, Mr. Dasa, some of the challenges that you face today in terms of what you do on an everyday basis?
You see, one important concern for us is food safety. Because we are producing large quantity of food, and these are ready-to-eat hot meals, which has a very relatively less shelf life, so it has to be safe, it has to be transported safe and delivered safely to the schools. That's our foremost thing that's on our minds. Secondly, we get a certain amount of support from the government. Our meal costs about 8 rupees, and we get about 5 rupees from the government. And so we still have another 3 rupees for the running cost. So we have to ensure that to feed these children that we have taken up, we have to also ensure that there is a certain amount of fund flow. And so we have a very elaborate arrangement for raising funds. So on the one hand, we have operations, and then food safety and all of those. And then on the other hand, we also have raising funds. And so these are some of the important things that occupy our minds on a daily basis.
Right, so there definitely are some challenges that you are facing in this effort. I'll come to you, Mr. Pai, for one last question. Unfortunately, we're out of time. As we showcase such efforts to encourage our audience to participate in giving as well, what would you say your giving strategy is?
Well, my giving strategy is to support causes which are very large, which impact a very large number of people at a very small cost, executed by an agency which can really do the work. For example, in this program, if not for the devotees of the ISKCON temple led by Swami Madhu Pandey, Swami Chanchalapathi Dasa, we wouldn't have succeeded. They get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to supervise the kitchen, to supervise the cooking, make sure things work well, do the proper accounting, and their dedication, devotion the last many years has made it happen. We have participated and we are part of the whole thing, but I give all credit to them. So my personal giving message is to make sure we support organizations like that, and we do many things. We don't have a corpus. So I believe corpus is a capitalization of misery. So we have to raise money. It's a challenge for us, and we have succeeded. And God has been very kind to us. And I would say, in the end, that the issues in India of health for everybody, education for our children, can be solved if all the good capitalists, all those billionaires come together and spend at least 2% of their wealth every year in solving this problem. In 10 years, we can solve the problem of health of this country, of all the people, education for all the children, make sure they get a good health, good nutrition, if only people come forward and spend and execute in a public-private partnership like Akshaya Patra has done. Government gives us money, we raise money, we use it for welfare, we got good governance, we execute very well, and this month and next month we'll be supplying 2 billion meals cumulatively since 2000. An enormous achievement, and I think we have a great model to go. So I would say on your TV channel and appeal to all those billionaires, please spend 2% of your wealth. We're not asking for 50%. In 10 years, let us join together and solve these deep challenges that have been plaguing India.
Yes, you're right, Mr. Pai, and I hope all the people that you're trying to address are truly listening to you, and they do take up what you said right now. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohandas Pai and Mr. Chanchalapathi Dasa, for joining us on today's show. It was a pleasure having you on board. And on that